Hi there, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is your March reading. It will approximately span the 1st to the 28th of the month. Of course, energy is fluid though, so it may permeate a little before the 1st, a little after the 31st. Let's get right into it. Dear Sagittarius, I was meditating on your energy before I turned the camera, and I was getting this feeling of pacification, just absolute peace, relaxation. And I'm hearing specifically of what has been mentally conflicting. And it's almost like whatever it is that has been sort of an over intellectualization, like thinking so much at wit's end about whatever it is that may have been troubling you. I'm hearing specifically as you may have perceived it or felt it, or as well as others may have perceived or felt it. I'm hearing in your midst, around you. There's been this sort of clarification, and I'm hearing specifically pacification. And as I was meditating on your energy, I was hearing Capricorn, as well as capricious. Okay, so whatever that may mean to a number of you, out has popped the Devil upright, and this is Capricorn's card in the Major Arcana, as well as the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. This is the 10th card in the Major Arcana, Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay, the Two of Cups, sort of horizontally laid, almost flashlighting out at this black kyanite crystal. I then have here the Four of Wands in reverse that sits just beneath the Two of Cups. I'm hearing accompanying the Chief, take it as you will. And yet again, these two cards are right next to the Devil here. The Five of Swords upright, right over here, the Five of Pentacles in your theme. And Pisces had pulled both of these cards, and they were on top of one another, okay, in their Celtic cross position. So there may be some crossover with Pisces, take it as you will. Nonetheless, there's a focus here on exactly directionality. What is the direction that perhaps a certain venture is to take, perhaps a professional endeavor? And I'm hearing adventure specifically, and it's almost like what I'm hearing, with which foot do we I'm hearing dance forward with. I'm hearing to the tune of. There is a focus perhaps on synchrony here, synchronization, and it could be a focus here on partnerships. How is it that certain ideals I'm hearing and motives are aligned? Are they aligned? And there is, as I'm getting it here, a focus on not what makes sense, but what is held as a pending value of success. What is it that I feel, or that we both feel, or that another may feel, is I'm hearing cookie to the cutter? What is it that we feel, I'm hearing, we're going to be taking mold of, shape of? What is it I'm hearing that we're also taking home? I'm hearing taking home with us. There is a focus here on exactly the, almost the sort of extremity of what it is that we feel we're grappling with. And it's almost the vision I'm getting is, if it's like you're sitting down with, I'm hearing specifically a professional, okay? I'm hearing ally, alliance, and there may be a Capricorn individual involved. There is a certain professionalism, a certain also professional air to this interaction as I'm getting it, as I'm feeling it. And it's almost as if you're sitting down, I'm imagining you with an individual, and you guys are, you two are almost brainstorming, okay, of what it is that is held as a unique proposition of your work, okay? And I'm hearing laying the groundwork, laying the foundation, and there may be a focus on laying down certain terms of a partnership as well, okay? Now let us, I'm hearing boogie, woogie, woogie, whatever that may mean to a number of you. There is a focus here on what exactly it is that we are setting, I'm hearing, in stone. I'm hearing and laying to rest as well. Again, whatever it has been that in a certain way perhaps has been sort of troubling, I'm hearing the crux of the matter, is to be clarified. Now, there is such an astuteness, I'm hearing, with which you become aware of the direction and the path that you want to walk, that you want to travel. And it's like, this is, I'm hearing, this is my, I'm hearing, this is the traveling band. This is where I feel I resonate with most. And if it's a question of what the industry may be, what the, I'm hearing, genre, I'm hearing song type may be, there is an absolute recognition and clarity of exactly what, also financially, materially, will appeal to what you feel to be a soul path journey. And it's like, I'm not just walking down any road. I'm not just walking. I'm hearing, I am flowing. And the question becomes where I flow, not only in within myself, but in such a way where I feel that I am flowing through myself in a constructive way, where I feel that I'm hearing I'm not just floating, I'm hearing floating around, but where I feel that I am also contributing to a certain constructive course of action, I'm hearing. And it's almost like I'm imagining someone who is also spiritually I'm hearing spiritually based. Okay, take it as you will. There could be a focus on in a fundamentalism that's based or rooted in esoteric knowledge, in spirituality and energetics. That is a focal point. Okay, but the question is not what happens I'm hearing in these moments, in these spurts of success. I'm hearing of song, of singing. Where is it that this understanding of resonation, of what it is that I resonate with in a certain way, creates? I'm hearing in and through my performance, and I'm hearing values for you. And there could be a focus here, focus on perhaps terms, certain values that are established, that are in a certain way set in stone. It's like, well, this is an absolute for me. This is, I'm hearing my train of thought, and this is my perspective as well. I'm hearing, and there is a certain clarification here that you want to make. Absolutely certain, as I'm getting it, absolutely certain. Okay, you have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse in your deep past, followed by the Justice card upright in the recent past, the Three of Swords upright in your energetic state that leads you into the current state of the Father of Swords in reverse, right side by side to the Father of Cups in reverse. Okay, and these are almost hanging off. I'm hearing off on a whim of this Justice card upright. Okay, and it is in your current state, but almost as if it is. I'm hearing a question. It's a question. Okay, but I'm hearing specifically a dynamic, and it could be a question of how do I place these two individuals within what it is, the scope of what it is I'm working with. Could be an air sign and a water sign, specifically Cancer. I'm hearing Aquarius very strongly for you. Aquarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, as well as Gemini, Libra. You may be dealing with a Libra as well, given that Justice is the card of Libra in the major arcana. Nonetheless, there's a question of an establishment of a certain framework that is, I'm hearing, a question of also personality. Okay, and there could be a question of, well, how do we, I'm hearing, mesh. I'm hearing, how do we sing and how do we dance as one? I'm hearing, as creators of what it is that we are creating. I'm hearing, how do we also break through and beyond the work that we create? What is our work in a certain way established as a framework within the scope, the grand scope of what it is that we create, perhaps within the industry that we're working in? There could be a focus here on breaking certain boundaries, and I'm hearing specifically taboos, whatever that may mean. Again, there may be a focus on industry, specifically industry. Now, I'm hearing, what's the thought process? I'm hearing, what's the schema? What is it? I'm hearing schematic thinking. And it could be also financially. How is it that, again, we're laying certain terms out? How is it that our finances are to be, I'm hearing condoned, take it as you will, however does that may resonate with you, that is to be clarified. Again, clarified. There is a focus here on a chapter that has almost been lingering. Okay, for a long time, that has to do with matters of finances, perhaps also the physical body for a number of you, that you realize in a certain way is to be closed out, so to speak, is to be confirmed. I'm hearing the assets of which are to be confirmed. I'm also hearing relayed. I'm hearing distributed. When, I'm hearing, and only when, the range of the dynamic, I'm hearing the interface and the quality of the interface, perhaps again the terms of what it is that is to be disclosed, specific message coming through for a number of you, if there are a number of parties and or individuals involved, is set. Okay, and it's almost like, well, before we determine how it is that the business is to move through, we've got to we've got to understand, okay, how it is that we are going to play, I'm hearing fairly and nicely together. Take it as you will, and there could be a focus on legality as well. I'm hearing what's your role and what's my role. I'm hearing chip on the block, specifically with this Father of Swords in reverse. Now you have the Daughter of Pentacles in reverse that is sitting in your near future. You have a pair here, the Son of Pentacles and the Daughter of Pentacles. They're somewhat adjacent to one another horizontally. I'm hearing forming an awareness of one another, and there may be a focus here on exactly how it is that you are, I'm hearing explaining yourself. I'm also hearing refraining from entering into dialogue that is financially focused and practical. And the question is, how do I open this conversation? how do I open the box? I'm hearing of magic. I'm hearing magic pie and magic magic pie goodies, magic pieced goodies. Take it as you will. How is it that I also offer of myself a certain range of skills? And I'm hearing as well habitat for a number of you. And how is it that perhaps in a certain way I'm opening myself physically or within the realm of my home space, and I'm hearing the values that I call home for me to another, or within a certain process that is a matter of harmonics, okay, and specifically as it pertains to perhaps partnerships. How is it that we are working together? And it's almost like I want to understand exactly how it is that we are coming. I'm hearing to form, and as well I'm hearing to interface. How is it that we are going to engage with one another on a day-to-day basis? And the feeling I'm getting for you, Sagittarius, I'm hearing Capricorn once more, I'm hearing Aquarius again very strongly here for you, is I'm imagining an individual who is almost they're commissioning work. Okay, it's almost like, well, I'm going to have this team abroad. I'm hearing to be my subject. I'm hearing specifically for a number of you, but also I'm imagining an individual who is hiring. Okay, and I'm hearing specifically overseas, abroad for a number of you to perform and carry out certain work. The question is exactly what and how the I'm hearing the lifestyle component is to be laid out in such a way that is, I'm hearing and serves as a rule, a frequency, a sort of standard that we are to abide by. And it's almost like I don't want to just I'm hearing go free willy-nilly with it. I want to understand exactly what pieces of the pie we all consume. Okay, and there could be a focus on, again, partnership and laying out certain terms. There could be a focus on finances again. The Son of Wands upright, the Three of Wands in reverse. The Son of Wands looks right over at the Three of Wands in reverse, and this is happening in your hopes and fears position. And right, those two can be one and the same. What you hope for, you kind of fear, and what you fear, you can kind of hope for as well. Take it as you will. However, it does resonate with you in particular, dear Sagittarius. There is a focus here on the role that we play. What is what I'm hearing? What is my? I'm hearing my name. What is it that I'm hearing also frequently feel through what I understand to be a completely new beginning of expressing myself. I'm hearing socially and creatively. And there is this feeling that there is a sense of, I'm hearing aperture of opportunity. What is it that I feel is the moment in which I am to take on a completely new role? And I'm hearing scaffolding of the venture. What is it that I feel before I sort of step through? I'm hearing and perform. And I'm imagining somebody who's been behind stage, okay, and they have been, I'm hearing paying their dues. Okay, take it as you will. And I'm also hearing they've been pacing. I'm hearing pacemaking. They've perhaps been pacing themselves for the moment at which they decide, I'm hearing, to move through the characterization of their act into form. And it's almost like I've been waiting, and I'm imagining someone who has again been backstage. And it's almost like, okay, I'm gonna bust through the red velvet. I'm hearing dress. I'm hearing drawers. I'm hearing as well. I'm going to bust through the. I'm hearing scaffolding again. There's perhaps a focus here on presentation. Okay, I'm hearing presentation skills. How is it that I am asserting what it is that I have been? I'm hearing mulling over. I'm hearing brooding on as well. What is it in a certain way? Take it as you will. However, it is that it does resonate with you. How is it that I have been waiting, impending for this moment to understand myself? I'm hearing specifically within the public eye, and there is almost this this feeling of I'm hearing I know myself. Well, I know myself. I'm hearing backstage. I know myself. I'm hearing I talk to myself. I'm hearing I hear myself. I feel that I can hold a conversation with myself. But at the moment when I open, I'm hearing my gates to I'm hearing higher realms, higher frequencies of matter. I'm hearing also of conversation. When I am to open the discourse, open the dialogue perhaps with others, when I'm to take what has been held so personal to me, I'm hearing held as my own. Forth, to be shared, to be acknowledged. I'm hearing refrained from, and it could be something that perhaps for quite some time you've been holding back from sort of carrying through in an extroverted, active way. Okay, I'm hearing taking the stance with. Okay, and perhaps there could be a form of representation here that is a focus, but in the moment, how is it that I create everything that holds meaning for me? In the moment that I'm living through myself for others. I'm hearing, does the dynamic change? Does the I'm hearing conversation change? And it's almost like when I'm hearing again presentation. It's almost like, okay, I've recited. I'm hearing this mess. Okay, for a number of you, I've recited I'm hearing script for a number of you. I'm hearing so many times. I'm hearing shadow in the shadows. I'm hearing lurking in the shadows. I'm imagining someone pacing back and forth backstage. And it's almost like, okay, well, in the moment where I'm no longer, I'm hearing by myself, I'm hearing hood. I'm hearing do I hear myself singing? And it's almost like this feeling, Sagittarius, of almost sort of like one who is to sort of take on a spontaneity with their craft, and it's almost like, well, for so long perhaps I'm hearing playing my music, recording backstage. I'm hearing in a timed setting. I'm hearing live action show play. But when the moment comes where I'm hearing, I take all my goodies on stage with me. I'm hearing my assets. I'm hearing free range, where I feel, yes, I have greater sort of also and more expansive methods and means of expression. Okay, and it could be a focus on, well, if I am to in a certain way partner up with certain individuals, if I am to I'm hearing level up. Okay, I'm hearing with the playing field, and I'm imagining specifically someone who is let's say has been a performer in a certain way within a certain context, who I'm hearing singing in the rain, okay, who now is in a certain way perhaps taken on by an agency, okay, and it's almost like, okay, well now, yes, okay, when I I'm hearing a join when I partner up with this creative agency. I'm hearing the dynamism of my cause grows. Okay, I'm able. I feel to make waves. Okay, to move dynamically. I'm hearing free range once more. There's a feeling of expansion. But how does it affect, I'm hearing specifically, the quality of my work? I'm hearing my tone, my reference points of my mission. How is it that what I put on display, I'm hearing, remains unadulterated, is reflected through its course, through the many variations of how it is that I create, the many modalities that I utilize. And it's almost like I'm imagining somebody who, again, it's almost like I've only played a ukulele, okay, for however long. But now that I'm working with I'm hearing a producer, now that I'm working with a record producer, I'm hearing a record label, I'm hearing for a number of you, I've got access to so much more. I've got access to, I'm hearing a keyboard, okay, I've got access to other singers, I'm hearing specifically for a number of you. How does this affect, I'm hearing, how it is that I'm hearing organize, I'm hearing mask as well. I'm hearing calibration. My very personal process, perhaps frequentially, energetically based, of tuning into myself. And again, I'm imagining someone who is excited about the opportunity. Okay, and again, it's almost like as well, if let's say you're getting funding for something, okay, let's say you're getting funding for a project that you want to get off the ground. I'm hearing label again, label, I'm hearing for a number of you, be it a music label, so on and so forth. However it resonates with you in particular. I'm imagining this individual who is, yes, excited, okay, so excited at the oversight of what this junction point means. Financially, I'm hearing as well for a number of you, materially, fiscally. I'm hearing fiscally binding as well. Or maybe a certain contract that is related, okay, perhaps to how it is that these assets are to be channeled or utilized. But then I'm imagining this individual, it's almost like, okay, in all the excitement, okay, is then I'm hearing it in a cycle of repetition, okay, it could be something that perhaps has been contemplated in the past, is questioning the influence of matter, perhaps of finances, of physical goods, of physical assets. I'm hearing materials, I'm hearing material work as well, on and upon what is felt and created frequentially. And it's almost like, does it I'm hearing alter my work, I'm hearing my creative process. I'm hearing I want to maintain my vision. And vision is everything here, Sagittarius, and you get that. You get that. I'm hearing it's sound. I'm hearing you recognize the frequency of your work, and I'm hearing of your dynamic as well. And again, be it alluding to a certain partnership, it's like, okay, well, we're not just going to work together. It's not just about jamming the jigsaw pieces together, right? We are dancing in synchrony. And what factors align us frequentially? Where is it that we are dancing to our own rhythm? And I'm getting it specifically as individuals, and at the same time, I'm hearing harmonically, symphonically, how it is that we are synchronizing with one another while maintaining intact our personal values of the role that finances, that material assets, that the physical dimension, that the physical experience, the physical body as well plays in an expansive way. I'm hearing specifically to isolate our work, and I'm zeroing in here on the Father of Swords in reverse. I'm hearing legendary, legendary. I'm hearing assets, okay, and so this individual may be. I'm hearing a performer who is incredibly aware of a certain potential that a certain I'm hearing project for a number of you holds, and there is perhaps a question of funding for a number of you. Specific message coming through, a question of sort of, it's almost like I'm imagining this individual's like, I've got a whole network, okay, and I see the potential. How is it that I, in a certain way, am to be involved? Determines how it is that I am. I'm hearing pacemaking, keeping up with what is the course of this project. Okay, I'm hearing specifically for a number of you, but yet again, I'm imagining this individual as almost like I'm hearing I've got the network. I'm hearing I've got the people. I've got the goods. So take it as you will, whatever that may mean to a number of you. Again, maybe an Aquarius individual. Nonetheless, there is a focus here for you, dear Sagittarius, on what it is that we feel. Yet again, just because we do, in a very personal way. I'm hearing tepid. I'm hearing I'm hearing interpretive. What is it that we feel without interpreting logically? I'm hearing sonically. I'm hearing by way of sound. And again, I'm getting this feeling for you, Sag, of it's almost like if you are a performer, there is this recognition, specifically with sound, okay, and even perhaps with vocals, of communication, right? If it's not singing, it could be right speaking, and so on and so forth. That it's like it's not just what we hear. I mean, it's not just what we listen to. It's what reverberates, what vibrates when we absorb energetically what it is that we are creating. And I'm hearing as well contemplating. I'm hearing the contemplation of matter. What role and part, I'm hearing, does the physical dimension play in, and as well in a sensory way? I'm hearing sensory overload as it pertains to what it is that we are relaying frequentially, energetically, as a message, okay? And it's almost like I don't want it to get lost in translation, okay? It's like if I am to I'm hearing share and I'm hearing infiltrate my work with a certain also perhaps symbology. I don't want there to be, I'm hearing clutter. I'm hearing specifically again of the sound space, okay? And it's almost like, yet again, I'm imagining again specific message coming through for a number of you. If you are creating music, the question of, it's not just, I'm hearing connecting the dots and singing them. It is what is filtered through the lines that carries my work home. And how I connect with what I seek to relay in the moments, in every moment that I'm feeding it through my work. I recognize I'm hearing that I'm moving up. And And so there's a tremendous focus here on vibration for a number of you, tremendous focus on energy, work, energetic dynamics as well, that maybe a focus here and a question of direction. Okay. Now, yet again, dear Sagittarius, you have here the Seven of Cups that leads like a flashlight into the Ten of Wands upright. There is a focus with absolute clarity on what it is that we need to clear out, what it is that no longer serves, perhaps certain ways, certain methodologies. I'm hearing also lifestyle habit patterns that serve, I'm hearing, to constrict what feels to be a path of resonance emotionally and also physically, as well as materially, financially. And it's almost like you're becoming very aware of also the energetic connection with actual physical matter and things, as well as actions and behavior as a lifestyle. And it's almost like when I'm engaging with certain people, when I'm hearing partaking in certain activities, I'm hearing that it drains me. Okay, take it as you will. Whatever it is that sort of derails you, as you may have felt it perhaps in the past, you're coming clear with in a way that is, I'm hearing, not even funny anymore. Okay. And it's almost like I'm hearing, how did that ever, how did that ever go unnoticed? Okay, I'm hearing refrain. And it is a question and a recognition and an acknowledgement of the physical dimension. And perhaps, again, the role that certain objects as well, perhaps the home environment has related to what has been an upholding of a vibration emotionally and frequentially. Okay, there is here as well the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. That is your theme right over the Two of Cups in reverse. It's a question of what comes of what it is that we have in a certain way been grappling with as a form of balance, be it and alluding to a partnership, be it that which is held within ourselves. What is, I'm hearing, the home space. I'm hearing also the love space. Where is it that we feel that we are carrying ourselves through our work? And there's a focus on, I'm hearing specifically peace. Peacemaking. How is it? In what way do we find that we are feeling at home and at peace? I'm hearing specifically in our work. And there may be a focus here on meditation. There may be a focus as well on the clarification of certain ideals, okay, that are not a rationalized process, but that in a certain way are to be, I'm hearing, asserted for a number of you. There may be a focus on communication, but that are to be engaged and entertained in a personal way. I'm hearing within the framework and the language of love, within the framework and the language of what is felt as I'm hearing specifically an emotion. And I'm hearing specifically a conversation that you're having with yourself, maybe with others as well, depending on how it is that you resonate with this particular energy and this frequency. But right, a question of where we find our balance emotionally. And it's almost like in order to find that place, I'm hearing that happy place, it is a matter of opening myself in a certain way to how it is that I have in the past perceived the path that will lead me to clarification of what does it for me emotionally. And again, I'm getting it. It's an honest sort of conversation. It's an incredibly honest, raw, I'm hearing, but also subtle conversation where it's happening on a level that is, I'm hearing, an emotional dialect of sorts, where it's almost like I see an individual who is sitting in their room and there is a candle that's lit, and they're not looking at anything. They're just sort of gazing out. And I'm hearing premonition, vision. They are almost, it's a reconnecting of a certain memory, and I'm getting as well frequency of what it is that they feel so connected to. Again, emotionally, energetically, be it with the self, right? That relationship being the first relationship that in a certain way determines the relationship that's upheld with those around us. How is it that in a certain way we are I'm hearing, matching up with ourselves? in what ways has the role of creative self-expression and the context that we've in a certain way associated ourselves with is like, okay, well, these are the situations where I feel like I can creatively express myself, and I'm hearing those are off limits, whatever that may mean to a number of you. If there has been a sort of a characterization, I'm hearing typification, I'm not sure if that's a word, of a certain role and perception of self, again, that references creative self-expression, that has, I'm hearing folly, I'm hearing follied with, okay, take it as you will. There is a certain honesty that is so innocent in a certain way, as you may perceive it or feel it, can be taken in a number of ways, that you, I'm hearing, regain foothold of, that you regain power and momentum of, your vision of what makes you dance. And I'm hearing again, I'm hearing what makes you pick up your feet and want to fly. What is it, and what, I'm hearing places and what times. I'm hearing reference point, perhaps what circumstances, events made very clear for you. I'm hearing typification again. The characterization of the role that you feel, and I'm hearing assets as well, perhaps a focus on our relationship with our financial dimension that we're operating in. Perhaps that has to do with career and finances, or in a physical way, how it is that we are engaging. I'm hearing our habitat, okay, on perhaps within lifestyle on a day-to-day basis. How is it that in a certain way it's become very clear through certain experiences, and I'm hearing modalities, I'm hearing as well trains of thought, I understand with greater clarity where I want to take myself. And there is this, I'm hearing freedom, this freedom to dream of the places that take you home, the places that are placeless. I'm hearing homeless, take it as you will, however that may resonate with you. And I'm hearing vagabond, nomad. And it's almost like the feeling I'm getting for you, Sagittarius, is I'm hearing, I want to know what love is. I'm hearing, I'm hearing, I want to be footloose. I want to find my form through what I'm feeling in every given moment. And the dynamism of my discovery of self is what determines the path that I call my own, that I feel I uniquely am carving out, that requires in a certain way of me to surrender to the winds, that sing for me, that call for me. To find, and I'm hearing to create home, my home. And it's this recognition of potential, Sag, that I'm feeling that you place a value on. And it's like, I recognize how important freedom is for me. I recognize how important dynamism is for me. I recognize how integral, I'm hearing specifically placelessness, and I'm hearing hood, take it as you will, is for me, where I am accepting of the shape and the form that I feel in every moment, to express myself through and as. To finding in a constructive way where I lie, where I find that I am home again, where I find that I feel balanced, where I feel at peace. And so there may be a sense of sort of exploration, also again dynamism, open-endedness with what satisfies you. And it's almost like, well, that may just be the answer, okay? And it's almost like, yes, it requires of me to sort of keep an open mind with even I'm hearing my own self, I'm hearing my own frequency, and sometimes certain circumstances may do it for me, and other times certain circumstances will do it for me better. Sometimes I'm hearing I want to work in this environment, and sometimes I'm hearing I want to be in the shed. I'm hearing I want to be on the lookout. Okay, take it as you will. I'm hearing specifically writing. Ultimately, there is the recognition, Sagittarius and Capricorn for you here specifically, and you do have here the Devil that sits upright, mirroring here the Two of Cups in reverse. I recognize that I'm hearing, it's a song. Everything changes. I don't remember. I don't remember the exact lyrics, and I don't remember who sings it. It's something of that sort. Everything changes, something of that sort. Nonetheless, Sagittarius, songs always come through for you. But again, okay, the feeling is yet again, once more, that, and I'm beckoning to mention this, right? That there is the freedom of self-expression that you realize is not to walk, I'm hearing, a lone path. A solo path is perhaps to divert in many directions. And yet again, it's like I am hearing, I don't want to be ergonomic. I don't want to be, I'm hearing, geometric and rigid. In a certain way, I realize that I am not performing and operating in a way that is solely physically bound. And to remain open to how it is that I feel I will feel, I'm hearing, at my best, I must value the energetic form that I am creating through my own self-expression. And so the energetics, also the emotional momentum that you tune into, that you key into, is in a certain way, as you may feel it, your guiding light. I'm hearing back home. Take it as you will, however it is that may resonate with you. Thank you so very much, dear Sagittarius, for tuning in. Love and light to you, and thank you so much for your dear patience with this reading. Again, my goodness, it's been absolutely crazy, so thank you so much for your dear patience. And this is filmed right around the 1st of March as we inch closer and closer towards the full moon in Virgo. So potent energies here, specifically of an illuminating sort and vibration frequency. Take it as you will, however it is that it sort of trails in for you. Love and light to you on this transformational journey forward. And I know some of you have been asking if I do any personal readings and such, and I do. You can check out all my services on my website, alchemyandyou.com. I do personal readings as well as energetic alignment protocols, and those are also available. You can kind of preview those on the website. Links in the bio box description below, or you could just simply go to alchemyandyou.com. I also do astrology reports. So for those of you who are looking to shift careers, specifically, I tend to focus on soul path, purpose, calling, as well as career. What industries may be a strong focus for you in terms of channeling your propensities, right? It's like, do you have a lot of air energy? Do you have a lot of fire energy? What are the certain archetypes specifically that are a particular emphasis for you in your astrological blueprint? And in what ways may they be most conducively channeled? So we'll take a look at that, as well as your propensities that are energetically based. And of course, right, you can sort of fine-tune the focus of that if you'd like to focus on what industry exactly is a fit for me, is a match for me, and of course to discuss that further. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at alchemynew.com, alchemynew@gmail.com, rather, and I'll be happy to answer you there. Okay. Love and light to you all. Thank you so much for tuning in, dear Sagittarius, and I'm hearing Virgo for you. So again, however that may resonate with you, love and light, and I'll see you soon. Bye.